man, go west, young man, go west, young man. Where the evil goes east, go west, young man, go west, young man, go west, young man. When the evil goes east. Hey, we're back. I'm all like adjusted and chiropracted up, and I feel great. We stopped the last stream so that I could go get adjusted, and I think next time we may try to bring you guys in and you guys can meet my chiropractor. How would that sound? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I think that would be a blast. But yeah, so we're back. I said that on my way back, I gotta go pick up Landon and take him to work now. I'm doing dad stuff, man. I got the Nerdmobile, the van here. Yes, part 2, you do suck. It's part 2 of the adventures of Enosh in a van. Cherie! Cherie! Oh, I love Cherie. It won't show you. Yeah, the thing is blocked, so you can't. Here we go. Go to car. Video. Got all this construction up here. We basically have 2 seasons here in Michigan. Mine is so horrible for construction. It's just constant. They're kind of doing something here. But anyways. Yeah, so what's on you guys' minds? What's happening? Like what on your mind today? Besides my birthday, of course. Besides my special day. Don't call it a comeback. Mama said knock you out. That's some LL Cool J stuff right there. That's some good stuff. LL Cool J. Heck yeah. Looking forward to DC Fandom. Yes, you decided today's my birthday. Oh, you totally got me. You totally got me. What does Cherie say? Part 1. Okay, I think I got it fixed. I fixed. The camera's just turned the wrong way. There we go. All right, sorry about it. Somebody called. So when you're on your phone and you're, you know, there's nothing you can do. So just stick with me. Just stick with me. We have an issue. I'll am I excited? Awesome, Cherie. Cherie's got a great voice, by the way, guys. I would love to hear Cherie sing happy birthday to me. I think I'm going to do it as a call-in show, too. Let people call in, just have some fun. Yeah, it's lagging. Yeah, it's because somebody called and, like, it took over the thing. Plus, I'm just over the air, right? So, it is what it is. Versus Vader. Who wins? Who wins on that one? I lost. I went to this thing in Disney, and it was the most, like, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. At the end of this thing, it's a virtual reality you go into, and you wear these goggles. You literally in the world, you're shooting stormtroopers, and it's really. You realize right then, like, you don't have any retaliation for Vader. Vader just disassembles basically your gun right in your hand. You feel the gun like falling apart, and you're done. And he's walking up to you with a lightsaber, and I've never felt so helpless. And it feels real because it's, the virtual reality thing. And so, man, I don't think I've ever felt so helpless in my life. Vader wins, man, hands down. But back to DC Fandom, because I asked you guys what you guys are thinking of, what's on your mind, and RJ answered and asked me if I was looking forward to DC Fandom. Honestly, no. I mean, I'm going to watch the trailer for the Batman. I'm interested to see what they do with Shazam and, those things. But, like, it's not an event for me this year, honestly. I don't even know if I'll watch it live. I'll probably catch all of the stuff. But I don't know that I'm going to even watch it, man, to be honest with you. Oh, no. DC Fandom as a whole, like as an event, I got no interest in. Some of the outlying things, yeah, I'm interested in. Like I said, the Batman. I'm interested to see what that trailer is. I'm interested to see what Shazam or Black Adam. guys interested? Yeah, it's just, RJ, yeah, I see your comment there. Like, so I'll be honest with you, I just don't feel like they're going to do anything that's going to get me so excited that I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I just don't feel like I'm going to have any of that excitement with this at all. I'm trying not to be pessimistic, but I'll just be honest with you. Like, I don't see them doing anything. I mean, I think there's going to be individual things that, like I said, will be good and I'll enjoy. But as far as like the event being some like must see, gotta experience, fandom this year, DC is just, I'm just being honest with you. DC does not have the goodwill of the people right now. DC has not done anything to make us feel, oh come on, idiots. I'm telling you what, I get behind the wheel of a car and I'm just like, this is dumb. So literally there's a guy in a truck way off of the shoulder, and you got like 8 cars stopping for no reason. The guy's not moving. The guy's got his hazards on. He's way over there, and you got people here like in the 3rd lane stopping. Yeah, but RJ, see, here's the thing, man. Like, I don't even feel like I have to watch fandom to get that Batman trailer. I'm sure the Batman trailer is going to be fine. I'm sure it's going to be good, but I don't have to watch fandom for that. I mean, they may premiere it at fandom, but I don't have to watch fandom for that. And honestly, I don't credit fandom with it. It's gonna be there. It ain't gonna be as good as last year. And last year had some iffy moments, to be quite honest with you. And you know what? Honestly, I don't care to listen to everybody just gripe and moan about it, because that's all that's going to happen. That's honestly what's going to happen. It's just people are just going to gripe about it for 5 days, about everything that they hated, about how it's, this and that, and that's exhausting, to be honest with you. It's just exhausting. And DC is exhausting at this point, because I'm not over the moon about anything, because even the stuff that I want to see, that I'm interested in, there's like asterisks by, right? So like the Flash, for example, like I've gone on record, I want to see the Flash. I'm interested in the Flash. I want to see what they're doing, right? But there's a big asterisk by it because of what happened with Ray Fisher. So that's always going to be in my head. I'm never going to watch the Flash without that in my head. And honestly, I'm looking at this other stuff, and the other stuff may be fine. Like, I liked Shazam, but I felt like Shazam was in the Snyderverse. It felt like it was in the Snyderverse. Just felt like a Shazam story in the Snyderverse. And so now that they're doing this, yeah, but RJ, you don't tune out the noise. Look, man, I love you, bro, but listen, like, I love everybody, but the reality is, ain't nobody tuning out the noise, okay? Like, I love all of my friends, and, like, I don't tune out the noise, so I'm not going to sit here and act like, I'm just going to tune out the noise, because the reality is, dude, is we're all going to stream about it. I mean, let's just be honest. Can we just be honest? We'll just put it on the table, and I may lose you guys here because it's a bad area, but if I do, just stay with me, okay? Because I'll be right back. I'm just driving through this area. Here's the thing. Me, you, if Saggy comes back, Max, Matt Jarbo, we're all going to say, hey, we're not going to let that get to us. We're not going to, listen to the noise, right? So, but here's the thing. The second people start in, we're going to talk about it. Because that's just, that's what we do, right? That's, like, we're not trying to be negative. We're just reporting on what's going on. So we're going to talk about it. So it's still going to be there. And that's what's exhausting about it, is that we can't report on anything with it just being good, right? Because the second you say, hey, that Batman trailer was really, really good, there's going to be a load of people who are like, yeah, but it's awful because, Ben Affleck. And it's like we just had Batman Day. And honestly, I didn't even participate in Batman Day. And I love Batman. And I look, what's his name? Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. He's my favorite Batman. What's up, Ill Life? What's going on, bro? By the way, me and Ill Life are working on a project together. But here's the thing, like, Ben Affleck's my favorite Batman, but I didn't participate in Batman Day. You know why? Because I didn't want to hear the griping and complaining all day long if I said anything positive about the Batman. I don't have time for that. I got enough people like DMing me and telling me how they hate me, and every time I mention the Flash, I swear to God, I get like 5 people in here trying to like tell me how I'm a racist, or like they won't go full on that way, or like act like, you know, they'll talk about other people about how, you know, if anybody does like it, you know, they won't come at me directly, but it'll be like anybody who does like the Flash or watches the Flash is a racist. Come on. You know, or tell me that people, or they tell me that, you know, Ray Porter, Ray Fisher, and Wayne T. Carr don't like me, right? Because I've talked about that. Really? They don't like me, huh? Well, that's funny, because I had a personal birthday wish today from Ray Porter, and last night Wayne T. Carr gave a $20 super chat. So that's people who don't like me. Come on, that's the thing. It's like a bunch of speculation, right? Yeah, and you know, and that's just what I'm saying, man. It's almost like I just kind of wish it didn't happen. I just kind of wish that they just released all the stuff, just did all the stuff, and just let it go. Thank you, Ill Life. Yeah, it's like I want to be able to enjoy content without all the drama. That's all. That's all. And I think that's all anybody wants. But the problem is there's a segment of people, and honestly, there's even certain people that like I love, but I'm starting to just kind of distance, because I can't handle that drama. I mean, I can, but I don't want to. You know, there's a difference. Hold on a second. You know, there's a difference in being able to handle the drama, and then like whether you want to handle drama. I don't want to handle drama. Like, that'll be your little inspirational moment for today. Don't do drama that you don't have to do. Right? I mean, and that's the thing. Is like there's just certain people that are just so drama filled, man, and like they're literally creating stories about drama. You know, just for that sake, man, just to be able to say, you know, like, just to like start fights and stuff, internet fights with people and stuff, you know, like how many creators, you know, and you know some of these creators, right? Because some of them are friends, you know, with friends, and you guys watch them and I watch them and stuff. And the thing is they're literally just making videos, like there could be literally nothing going on. There's no dramas going on. Nobody's fighting. All of a sudden it's, hey, who do you hate? I'm going to do a stream on it. Here's 4 hours of a stream about what you hate for no reason. I hate stream, right? And I've talked about this before, and some of them have been my friends and are my friends. And it's like, you're not trying to solve anything. And that's the problem right now with being a DC fan for me. By the way, Landon's here. Hello. On his way to work. But that's the problem with like the whole DC fandom and stuff like that, is there's a bunch of drama that certain people are going to, RJ says hi. There's a bunch of drama that certain people are going to try to raise up from this. You know, I am Jimmy, I am having a great day. And see, that's the thing. I am dedicated to having a great day, and I want to make other people's day good. Shout out to Nerd Cosa Nostra. That dude, man, I'm humbled. So that dude asked me today, he says, hey, did you get the box set, Zack Snyder's, you know, trilogy, you know, whatever. And I said, no, I haven't been able to find it. I haven't even seen it. He says, it's on its way to you, man. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't get it. And we were talking and stuff, and he was talking about how, like, his whole thing is he just wants to make people's life better. You know, he's in a position he can do that, him and his wife, and they just want to make people's lives better. And that's what we should be doing. That's what you should be doing. If you got a channel, let's spend our times trying to make people's lives better. You know, the biggest compliment that I ever get is when people come to me, or when people come on the show, or people message me and all, and everything, and that to say about me, I just laugh. I'm just like, okay. Right? Somebody comes to me and they're like, Ray and Wayne T. Carr and Ray Porter, they don't like you because you're a racist now, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, because I said that I'm probably going to see The Flash at some point. At some point. It never even said, like, I'm in full support of this movie and everything about it, blah, blah, blah. Right? But now it's, hey, you're racist if you support this. You support racist people and things and stuff. And I'm like, all right, that's not true, but okay. Like, I know who I am. Do you think I need some like bottom feeding YouTuber junk to verify to me who I am as a person, as a human being? I don't. Landon, you're my son. Am I any different on here than I am at home? Nope. This is who I am. I don't care. You know, like, it sucks, right? Like when there's somebody who's a friend does something that you feel is like out of line, right? And does something that you feel is doing more to tear down than build up. And there's been some of that lately. But that being said, when I have somebody come at me like that, I'm just like, all right, yep. And dude, guys, let it roll off your back. Let it roll off your back. Just like a duck. You know, a duck has you know, oily feathers and stuff like that. So the water just, you know, runs right off its back. Let all that negativity run right off you. When people come at you, people say things like that, let it run off you. And listen, I haven't always done that. I'm trying to take my own advice right now. Because there's been times, man, where people did stuff to me and I got pissed. I got ticked off, man. And, you know, I've come on and done videos while angry. I've done stuff like that. And look, yeah, that's my fault. And I got to learn that too. I got to learn it too. It's a lesson for all of us. You know? And it's hard. It's hard when people are coming at you and you're feeling attacked or whatever. But hey, remember, you're not alone. And that's what I just do. I remember that you all are with me, that you're my friends, and you know, that's all I need. Really, WB sucks too for even putting DC and us fans in the state of the... Exactly. See, and that's the thing. That's why I don't feel bad for fandom, okay? Because DC has control over this. DC has the ability to make this better. They have a freaking multiverse now. They got whatever they're doing, and they have the ability to make this right, and they just don't do it. And so they've put the fans in this way. They've literally split their own fandom for the fandom, pun intended. That's on them. That's on them. It's not on you and me. We don't have to like everything DC puts out just because DC says so. And Warner Brothers, I'm sorry, man. I still stand by it. Like, Warner Brothers can suck it. Warner Brothers sucks. I don't trust Warner Brothers to put out something that I'm just going to absolutely love. And like I said, even though I want to see the Flash movie, it's got freaking Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. It's got Ben Affleck as Batman. You know, it's got all these parts and these things that I love, these things that I've wanted to see since I was a kid. Like I said, forever. Forever. Even if one day it's made right with Ray Fisher. Even if one day they make it right and apologize or something happens and it changes and Discovery comes in and changes the situation, that will still loom over that movie for me. No matter how good I think that movie ends up being. And who knows, the movie could end up being good, right? You know, but I'm tired of listening to people, you know, like hate on stuff just to hate on stuff. It's like Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was fine. But all these people just hating on it. Like, Suicide Squad's the worst movie ever. Oh, this mess, it sucked hard, whatever. Did it really? Or was it just a movie that you were going to be mad at anyways because it didn't involve David Ayer? And I get it. Trust me, I get it. And hey, hashtag release the Ayer cut, man. Get David Ayer's cut out there. I want to see it. I support David Ayer, right? But hating on everybody else who has nothing to do with that is that's draining for them and for you, you know, and me. It really is. RJ says, release the Jarbo cut. RJ didn't say that was the AMBW. What? I just want to call you Tom Hanks, Ballsack 69. The AMBW channel, that's right. Some people make the Suicide Squad out to be the travesty that ruined the characters, right? And franchise, and I find that hilarious. And so do I, man. It's really not that. You know, like, look, are there quirky parts to it? Absolutely, there's quirky parts to it. But I enjoyed the film. Landon, did you enjoy Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
What's your favorite DC movie right now?
Actually, Justice League. No.
Smart kid. What's your least favorite DC movie?
Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah. Do you like anime?
Anime?
Yeah. No. There you go. But yeah, no, I get it, man. Like, Ill Life here says, I don't think Suicide Squad sucks as a movie. I just can't stand it as a Suicide Squad movie. LOL, if it was just an action comedy franchise, I have no problem with it. Yeah, you know, like, and I kind of look at Suicide Squad. Ill Life says, good take, Landon. I look at Suicide Squad like this, and I might lose you guys for a second, but if I do, just stay with me, okay? Don't leave, because we're just driving through this weird area. But I look at Suicide Squad like this. It's a ragtag group of things, people, whatever. Here's the weird part about that is, you notice in both Suicide Squad movies, they take these villains, and they're villains. Let's be honest with you, they are villains. And they try to make them heroes. Right? And look, I get it. I think it's good that they try to make us feel something for the characters. That's awesome. That's fantastic. But like, it's a weird, you know, it is a weird dynamic, right? And you know, look at Caleb here. Caleb says, what's up, Caleb? Says, I love every DC movie for what it is, whether it's the Snyder Cut or Batman and Robin. And that's a good place to be. That's a really good place to be honest with you. RJ says, Enosh, at least you got Loki this year, and Book of Boba Fett is coming out, and maybe you'll like Venom and Spider-Man No Way Home. Star Wars will pick up the slack for you. Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man, to Venom. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Book of Boba Fett for sure. You know, Loki. Look, here's the thing. I'm 45 today, and that's why there's just some things that just don't hit for me, you know. And look, I try to be young at heart, and you all know that. You know, I'm young at heart with you guys. I'm right there with you guys. And this is something like Dawson and I talk about. I don't know if Dawson's watching or not, or if he'll see this, but like Dawson. So I love Dawson, right? I absolutely love Dawson. But I always tease Dawson. You know how we always have the joke that like I'm older Dawson, right? I don't know where the heck my glasses went. I had my glasses and I can't find them anymore, so I look like Dawson. But here's the thing, like Dawson is a smart kid. Like, and look, he probably doesn't like me calling him a kid because he's 24, and I get that, okay? But listen, to me, 24 is a kid. Like, you're barely out of being a kid, and I'm saying that to anybody else, right? Yeah, Caleb, you're 23, man, and you know, and that's the thing. It's like, but like even people who think that they're older at heart, like, trust me, you know, because like I always hung around older people when I was young, and kind of had, you know, an older mentality, and I was always very responsible and stuff like that. But even then, like, I look at now 20 years later, right? 20 years later, you know how much I've learned since I was 24? As mature as I was at 24. And boy, the golf course looks horrible today, don't it? Mm-hmm. Landon works at a golf course. But there's people out here, man. There's people out here for sure. So, but you know how much I've learned since I was 24 years old? I mean, Landon, you're 16 years old. My God. At 16, I was just getting ready to start my first band. It feels like an eternity, Landon, that like I've always been in a band. So like I can't even remember what it was like now, not being in a band. But like literally that was like 30 years ago, Landon. You know? I mean, think about that. But hey, I love you, buddy. Have a good day, man. Be good. So, you know,
the thing is the older you get, right, the more you learn, and you're always gonna learn, no matter how smart you are, no matter how mature you are, you're always gonna learn. And look, I try to be young at heart, and that's like I've got a lot of young friends now. It's kind of funny. My best friend is 13 years younger than me, but like he's a smart kid, right? And he's not a kid. He's an adult. I mean, he's oh my gosh, he's like 32. But you know, like, and I forget that, right? I forget that. Yeah, RJ, I mean, like, look, dude, I love you, man. I love you, and you're 22, right? So, like, you know, that's things like, and it's okay. Can I just say that? Like, I think a lot of times younger people, like, especially younger people who are mature and they have it together and stuff, like, they get offended sometimes, you know, if they're called a kid or something. And look, I used to too. And here's the funny thing. It doesn't matter how old I get. I'm always, like, looked at like the young kid. Like, on my staff right now at my church, I am the oldest person on my staff. Our lead pastor is literally like, what is he, 40 or 41, something like that, and then the youth pastor's like the same age, whatever. So like I'm older than them, and it was funny because like I'm supposed to head up this thing. One of my next projects is to head up a young adults class or like group, right? You know, to hang out and talk and do stuff, you know, and you know, study and everything. Right, and so it was funny because I was in a meeting yesterday with my pastor, and we were talking about some stuff, you know, about the church and stuff. And he's like, well, you know, you're young, and you know, you're gonna get this, you know, this young adults group up and everything, and I just had to kind of chuckle because I'm older than him. You know, so like I know how to, I know when to turn it on. In fact, it's funny because I had to submit a picture for our website, you know, for the church website, and so I got a picture of me in a shirt, an Oxford shirt, and like a suit jacket or whatever. And my sound tech who runs the website says, I need a different picture from you, and I'm like, why? And she goes, because this one don't look like you. I said, what do you mean it doesn't look like me? It looks exactly like me. She goes, no, it doesn't. It doesn't look anything like you. I'm like, yeah, it does. She goes, no, that's not you. That's not your personality. And I told her, I said, you know what? Here's the thing. I know when I have to be what I have to be. Right? It's like when I need to put on a suit, and tie and perform a wedding or a funeral, or you know, be in a serious situation. I know how to do that. And look, when I'm in a position where I can just geek out and talk about DC or Marvel or Star Wars or whatever, like, you know, look, I've got that side of me too. That's why like, I think a lot of times when these people have tried to punch down on me or the channel, they really don't know what they're getting into. They really think that I'm just like some chump on the internet who doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I love proving that wrong every time. I love having that conversation because they learn quickly that I'm not. And I'm not a pushover. Right? I am kind. I do try to be kind. I mean, like, even when we had Jeremy here, like, there was a lot of things that I wish I could have said to Jeremy Griggs, but I didn't. You know, because I wasn't going to let my emotions just get the best of me. Right? So Anthony, yeah, so, you know, we talked a little bit about these Marvel characters things. So the same exact thing happened with Superman a few years ago with Siegel and Schuster's families coming after, you know, Superman. Here's the thing that's going to happen with stuff like that. We're going to see a lot more of that in our lifetime, because a lot of IP has been created in our lifetimes or right before our lifetimes, right? So, you know, all these superheroes and stuff that were created in the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s, all that stuff is going to start coming up, and because you can only hold a copyright for so long. But here's the thing: the same thing happened with Mickey Mouse. And they fought that stuff and they won that stuff. Same thing happened with Superman. They fought that stuff and they won that stuff. It didn't go anywhere. Like the Superman families, they wanted to take back Superman. But here's the thing: they wouldn't have gotten Superman the way we know him today in the comics. That wouldn't have been the Superman that they got. If they had won that, what they would have gotten was the original Superman, the Superman who couldn't fly, the one who could only leap tall buildings in a single bound. They wouldn't have got Superman with all of his power set and all that stuff that he has nowadays. They wouldn't have got any of that, because that's not what Siegel and Schuster created. There's stuff that happened later, but people have added to Superman's story for years and years and years. Thank you, Herbert. You're awesome. Thank you, Herbert. I appreciate that. For the happy birthday. So like those things are kind of tricky, right? And so because people have added to these characters. I mean, you know, none of these characters are exactly how they were in issue 1, right? So it's interesting. So I think in the end, Marvel's going to win that thing. They're going to figure it out. The most that will happen is, no Perry White, no Kryptonite. You're absolutely right. No Daily Planet, no Jimmy Olsen. That all would have been gone. And so what happens is I think, I'd have to go back and look at the stuff because I followed that pretty closely. Obviously, I'm a huge Superman fan. So like I think that the families got some kind of compensation, which, you know, that I can go either way on that too, because I feel like Siegel and Schuster created literally the world's most famous superhero. People can love him, hate him, whatever, but the reality is he's the most famous. You know who Superman is. You can literally, and this is a fact, there are 2 symbols that you can take most places in the world. I'm talking like deepest parts of, you know, South America, in the jungles and everything like that. And it's weird because like they'll get stuff, right? And there's 2 symbols that people recognize. You know what they are? You know what the number 1 is? I'll give you a guess. I'll give you guys a minute. You guys want to guess what the number 1 symbol is that people recognize? That like tribes and you know, people who are off the grid and everything, do you know what they recognize? The symbol that they recognize. Close, RJ. Close. You know what the number 1 is? The cross. Yep, Caleb got it. Caleb nailed it. The cross. The cross of Christ. People recognize that as a religious symbol, right? Even if they aren't Christian, they recognize the cross as the religious symbol that it is. On top of that, the other one is the Superman S shield. And that's fact. That's absolute fact. So, that's amazing. That's amazing that they created a character that has that much resonance with the world, right? So, when you think about that, Siegel and Schuster should have been compensated, but there was no way for them to know it. And listen, they're not solely responsible for the popularity of Superman. They created Superman, but it would be like me writing a song that nobody heard, right? That I've been performing for years and years and years and years and years. And then somebody else comes along, you know, some major artist comes along and does a version of my song. My friends might like my version better. I don't know, you know, but what's going to be what really catapulted that song? Is it going to be me? I wrote it, I put it out there, and I did my part, but somebody else made it popular, right? No, the Jesus does not have a copyright. That's funny. That's hilarious. No copyright on the cross. But so here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? You can have that where it would be with Siegel and Schuster, they created Superman, but they didn't create what ended up catapulting him. DC Comics took it, those writers took it, the people who wrote it after them and stuff, and built it up to what it became, and now Superman is what he is, and it's taken all of those things, right, to make Superman who we know him to be today. It wasn't just that initial, hey, we created a character. I say that because I'm torn with that, because, you know, Siegel and Schuster, they created a character, and then they sold it for, what was it, like $100, you know, back in the day. And, you know, I think that it's been proven that DC did take advantage of them and whatnot. So look, I agree that, you know, I believe that they should have some kind of compensation. They should have had some kind of compensation for that. You know, and I do feel that they're owed a lot because they did give us Superman, but they weren't the sole people who gave it to us, right? And so, you know, you talk about the Richard Donner movie. So the Richard Donner movie was the first thing that actually had Siegel and Schuster's name on it, and he fought for that, you know, and they got some residuals from the movie actually because of it. But, you know, unfortunately, like, for a lot of their life, they lived in poverty, and that's wrong. That's wrong. If you create the most iconic character basically ever created and you're living in poverty, that's wrong. Well, DC just, like, you know, lives off you, that's wrong. You definitely deserve some compensation. But we look at these characters with the Marvel thing is going to go away. Like, I would highly doubt. I mean, I don't believe that there's even a good chance of that continuing and being something else. Yeah, look at Bill Finger. Bill Finger helped create Batman, and he got screwed over too. So there's plenty of stories in comic books where people got screwed. You know, up on that rant and kind of missed some comments here. I'm going to stop it back here at home in just a second, so I'll read some of your comments. Like, at first time, and he admitted that Henry Cavill is better than Christopher Reeve. You know, so look, I believe that, and I don't say that to be controversial or even to put down Christopher Reeve, because Christopher Reeve is a major part of my life. Christopher Reeve, Superman, is a major part of what I loved about Superman, what made me love Superman. But I'm ready as a fan, I'm ready as a person for the next thing. The next thing is not Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. Tyler Hoechlin's Superman is okay. I just don't feel it. I don't feel that the acting is there. I'll be honest with you, I like Dean Cain better than Tyler Hoechlin. You know, I don't care about his politics. I don't care about what everybody's got to say about that. Forget all that. You look at the show, Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. It was comic accurate. It was like right in line. I talked to Dan Jurgens about this. You know what I love about this is like in this last year, I've had the opportunity to talk to people who have backed up some of my greatest thoughts, you know, that I've thought, you know, about different things that people have challenged me on. And it's like the creators, the people who are right there, I've now had a chance to talk to some of them, and they get it. And it's like, it backs up what you're saying. So it's like, okay, yeah, sure, don't agree with me. But the people who created the stuff and were doing the stuff at the time, they disagree with you, right? So, but the thing is that, you know, Lois and Clark, is Lois and Clark perfect? Absolutely not. There is no perfect thing, right? But, you know, Tyler, he's doing what he can. But my gosh, why give the guy so many obstacles to try to overtake? You know, that suit is awful. It's just an awful suit. It's a suit. It's all bunchy. You know, he's got all this. And we talked about that ad nauseum, right? So, like, I don't even want to go into that too much, because this is not a hate fest against Tyler Hoechlin. I think Tyler Hoechlin has actually brought up his game a lot, and I like some of the stories. But what I think is funny is all these people were like, "Oh, I hate Henry Cavill because I hate a dark Superman. I hate the black suit." Which, I don't know how you can hate the black suit. Look, I love the red blue suit, but you know what? When I saw the red and blue suit again after Death of Superman, reading those comics, after he had been in the black suit for a while, it brought a smile to my face because it was fresh again. It was new again. It was something, yeah, it was good to see him in that again. The black suit serves a purpose, folks. It just does. And I just think it's funny because everybody's like, you know, all these people are like, oh, you know, Henry Cavill is just a dark Superman, just an angry Superman, blah, blah, blah. He's always, you know, with the red eyes and everything. Tyler Hoechlin's my new Superman. Then you watch that show. He's got the black suit, and that black suit isn't as good. You got angry Superman. You literally have him turning evil. Like, the whole plot of season 1 is to try to keep him from turning evil and joining his Kryptonian, you know, his fellow Kryptonians, right? Black suit equals woke. Black suits matter. But you know what I mean? It's just dumb. It's just really dumb. You know, look, the black suit. I'm sorry, Megapodtastic. You're just wrong, man. I love you. And usually I won't tell people they're wrong, but the black suit, I'll tell you you're wrong because I'm passionate about the black suit. I love black suit Superman. I mean, I don't just like black suit Superman. I love black suit Superman. To see black suit Superman in Zack Snyder's Justice League was fantastic. What's up, Dark Star? Good to see you, man. It's going well, man. I'm just spending my birthday here in the afternoon here. My family's all gone, and so I'm just like spending some time with you guys. We're gonna do a stream later tonight with my family who's here. You know, so we'll do that and maybe do a call-in show. Let you guys, you know, kind of call in, whatever. I'll just do a chill, you know, stream. Yeah, you know, I like what I like, right? Yes, you're right, Ill Life. The black suit was a natural progression, whatever. But here's the thing: Tyler Hoechlin's Superman wearing the black suit, just out of nowhere, angry eyes, literally kills a version of Lois Lane in the show, you know, and people act like he's perfect. It's not. You know, right? Exactly, Caleb. Exactly. They just can't be bothered to make a good suit. It seems like with that. Like I didn't like the original Tyler Hoechlin suit because I don't like the way that it attached, and the cape looked like it was plastic, right? Yes. Oh, shut up. You do something. At least you got the 45th right. You call me 95 and 75 years old. Get out of here, you silly goose. Anyways, what was I even saying? You do suck, man. You do suck. No. But you know, yeah, Tyler, you know, like I don't get it. Why give him that suit? Like the first suit bothered me because of the connection and, like I said, the cape. That's what I was talking about. This suit looks pretty decent. Like the material's right. The cape looks good, right? But what the heck's up with like the padding in that suit? My gosh. It's like who looks at that on a daily basis while they're shooting and goes, "Yep, this is what we want to portray." I don't know. Tyler Hoechlin would be fine. I would like to see him like in a regular suit that fits his body. That's normal. You know, even a version of the suit that he's got on right now. Just do it. Just do it, and it'll be fine. You know, but people got. Yeah, I think he's gonna get a new suit next season too. I think they'll probably invest some money in it next season, and he'll get a new suit. You know, it'll be what it is. The classic suit from the pilot. I don't know, man. That like it looked fine in movement, but if you see stills of it, it looks a little weird. The underwear looks a little bunchy. I don't know why they just can't seem to get Superman's suit right. I don't know. It's because I think nowadays they want to make the when they do put the briefs on, you know, the outside, they don't make briefs that make sense. It seems they make these bunched up briefs, you know, that's like it's like you tucked everything in it, you know. And I mean, I'm not talking it. I'm talking about like it looks like you tucked your shirt in your underwear, you know. So I don't know, but it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me. But you know, all that being said, I love Superman. So I like Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. I love Henry Cavill's Superman. I really like Dean Cain's Superman. And Christopher Reeve will always have that place in my heart of being Superman, man. I look at him and he looks like Superman stepped right out the pages of a comic book. You can't take that away. You know, there are some people, George Reeves is their Superman, and George Reeves will always be their Superman, right? You know, but he's not mine. You know, like when I look at George Reeves, I don't necessarily see Superman, but there are people absolutely in the generation before me, that was their Superman. That was what they had for live action Superman. So we're not gonna sit here and like tell them they're wrong. You know, Nicolas Cage is your Superman. Dude, I Lena Deli, then I don't know what kind of crazed, mixed up, crazy, weird world you live in. But I think there's drugs for that. Caleb, Caleb says George Reeves was, he remembered watching him on PBS was his first exposure to live action Superman. Actually, yeah, I mean, he really was. Do you agree that Brandon Routh deserves a Kingdom Come Superman series? Yes, that's a great point. So look, I don't think Superman Returns was a good movie. It just wasn't. There's all kinds of issues with that movie. I mean, they messed up so many things on that movie, and they didn't do justice, no pun intended, for him. They just didn't. It's just canceled. Get in line. They didn't do justice for Brandon Routh in that movie. That being said, what Brandon Routh did on Crisis on Infinite Earths showed us right there. Brandon Routh has the chops. Brandon Routh has the ability to do this and to be Superman. Now, I've met Brandon Routh, spent a little bit of time with Brandon Routh, I've talked with him, and Brandon's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and he gets Superman. He really does understand the character. I would love to see him in a Kingdom Come series, do a limited series or whatever. I would absolutely love to see that. I think that would be great. I think that'd be great. And I would totally support that. And I'll tell you what, I would probably love that better. I can already tell you, I would love that more than Tyler's Superman. Let's see. I'm going back a little bit here. Not too far. RJ asks, why do you think Marvel got so popular and dominated pop culture in the 2000s, 2010s? Because you were there during the DC boom, Enosh. So what changed in the culture? I'd love your insight. That's a great question, RJ. RJ, that is such a good question. That is such a good question. So, I think it has to do with a few things. Definitely a few things. First of all, DC didn't have their act together. DC was literally throwing stuff out. They weren't listening to people. And this is DC's problem. DC lives and exists because of Batman, right? Batman right now is a hard property to screw up. It just is. I mean, every time they announce somebody is going to be Batman, everybody says, oh, it's dead, it's going to, be horrible, and then the movie comes out and everybody loves it. That's why this Pattinson Batman, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm sure it is. Now, it sounds like it's going to be the scariest, craziest Batman we've ever seen. But beyond that, I think it's going to be absolutely fine. I think it's going to be good. But even look at, Christian Bale's Batman. I don't understand all of a sudden there's listen, you can love Ben Affleck's Batman and still like Christian Bale's Batman. I just see all this hate. It's it's so weird. Look, I love Zack Snyder's vision. Henry Cavill is my Superman. But it doesn't mean that I have to hate everything else literally in DC. And that's a weird thing. But I think the other thing, RJ, is okay, so a couple things. One, DC did not have their act together. DC spent a long time. They had all these projects in development hell. I'm shocked to this day that Superman Returns squeaked through. They had been trying forever with Superman Lives, with Nick Cage. We just talked about that. They've been trying forever, and they just could not get it to work. How do you just not, you're a movie studio. How do you just not get a movie out? Doesn't make sense. How you just don't get a movie out, and then from there, even like I said, they put out the Dark Knight trilogy, but it was Batman and people loved it. But before that, what was the last thing that we saw? Batman and Robin. And even though Caleb's right, we can still love it for what it is. People just, they don't like it. They just don't like it, right? Then there was supposed to be a Justice League movie. Was that George Miller? Lena Deli, I just saw you mention George Miller. Wasn't that George Miller? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so there was that thing, and they were gonna, you know, put out this this Justice League movie with George Miller, and then the writer's strike happened, right? So it was like every time, it was almost like every time they stepped up to the plate, something happened. You know, rain delay, you know, fan on the field, you know, something like that, right? Hey, Ill Life, love you, bro. Hey, man, thank you for being here. Yes, Justice League Mortal, and have you guys heard? Like, you can find it here on YouTube. There's a read through, and the story is interesting. The read through is all right. I don't know if it would have been so great. What's up, Bradley? You know, but it didn't happen. They just couldn't get the freaking movie made. Every time they stepped up to the plate, like I said, something happened. Rain delay, foul balls here, foul balls there, foul balls. You know, naked person on the field, something. You know what I mean? Like, there's your baseball metaphors. Like, just craziness. And somehow they got Batman made. And Batman did really, really well. What's up, Big Dub? Batman did really, really well. And somehow they got Superman Returns made. And Superman Returns was just not good. It was boring. It was literally just standing there and just like, it was like watching paint dry. Superman doesn't do anything in that movie. They tried too hard. They got Bryan Singer on this thing, where Bryan Singer was just trying to remake Superman, the movie, not remake Superman, but just, you know, remake Superman the movie, and it just wasn't going to be good. I mean, like, how they thought that they were going to go forward with that, they literally made a Superman that doesn't do anything. He doesn't fight anything. All he does is react. Christopher Reeve, man, like, for as much as everybody wants to say that Brandon Routh's Superman is like Christopher Reeve, maybe the Kingdom Come version that he played, but not in Superman Returns. Because in Superman Returns, like, Superman doesn't say anything. Superman in the Christopher Reeve movies, like, was the leader. He always, you know, man, he was there, and he would give these speeches, and he would say these things, and he was confident, and he moved with confidence. Superman in Superman Returns has no confidence whatsoever. None. It's like he's had his legs chopped out from underneath of him, and he doesn't know, like, what's going to happen next. And he literally looks at everything, like, sheepishly and quietly. And, you know, when something happens with Lois, like, he just kind of walks out, like, don't say anything, right? And now, look, Bradley, I'm right there with you. Look, we didn't know all the stuff that we know now. But you're absolutely right. Kevin Spacey was great casting as Lex Luthor, but they didn't have Brandon Routh doing anything. To counter that Luthor. You know what I mean? They weren't an even match. You know, when you had Gene Hackman doing his, you know, shtick and everything, at least you had Christopher Reeve, who was, like, believable as, you know, gonna, you know, take him on. None of that with that. Then you give him an illegitimate son that, you know, and this crazy backstory that Superman finds out that there's possibly, you know, some chunks of Krypton out there, and he wants to go find out if there's anybody out there. That's fine. But I'm sorry, you're talking about a Superman that's continuing on from Superman 1 and 2, where he can literally fly around the Earth, like, in half a second, you know what I mean? And spin it back on its axis and turn it back in time. But you're gonna tell me he can't fly to Lois and say, Lois, I love you. We found some remnants of Krypton. I need to go and check this out. I don't know when I'll be back, and I don't know if I'll be back, but please know that I love you, that I care about you, and that I will try to come back to you. 2 seconds. Yeah, Bradley, that whole Krypton scene, and that Krypton scene is boring. The Krypton scene, like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, it was groundbreaking. Groundbreaking for what? That the ground was broken? That it was, like, broken parts of Krypton? Like, that, it's literally, again, Superman looking out a window at stuff. That's what Superman does the entire time. The airplane scene, awesome. Because he does something. He's actually doing something. That whole airplane scene, man, when he's got the shuttle and he pushes the shuttle into space, fantastic. Visually, just every way, it was like, yes, this is going to be great. And then he saves the airplane, and I love how they did the physics of the airplane, you know, and that was great. And I don't know how we got off on Superman Returns because we were doing this, but it is relevant because Superman Returns was such a blah, dead movie at the theater that I wanted to love so bad and just couldn't. And so DC, that was the first thing. DC just couldn't get their act together. Here's the other thing. You got a post 9/11 world where people are looking for some escapism, right? They're looking for some escapism. In Batman, they got this very hard realism that a lot of people liked, but then you had Iron Man come along, and Iron Man broke the rules. You know, you got Iron Man announcing who he is, right? At the end, you got you had this realism with Iron Man. I feel like Iron Man is a very organic movie. That first Iron Man movie, very organic, very different from what we have right now. Because I don't know that people have warmed up to Marvel and where Marvel's going. And good for Marvel. Marvel has taken everybody on a trip, right? But yeah, that Phase 1 Marvel tone was pretty good, man. I really enjoyed it because I remember walking out of Iron Man going, I don't even care about Iron Man, but I care about Iron Man now, right? And I love that first Iron Man movie. The thing is that it's gotten a little cartoony, but as it's gotten cartoony, like it's earned, like it set the tone in what it was doing before, and it brought people in. I just think people were ready at that time for something like this, for some family entertainment and it was a continuing story. And once they started connecting those tissues and like laying those little Easter eggs, that like, oh, guess what? This next movie might have a little something too, right? So you got to go see that movie too, so that you know what's going on here. And when they started doing that, and each little thing was connected, RJ, that's a great recipe for success, right? And here's the thing too, is they marketed the heck out of it because it was Disney. Look, Marvel on itself was about ready to go out of business. Like literally they were going to close. There was going to not be any more Marvel. And Disney came in, and Disney has a way. Disney put their whole marketing campaign behind it and brought it for kids. And if you get kids, if you have the buy-in with kids and you make the kids feel like these superheroes are important, that's what's going to happen. Yet the Marvel movies were also smart enough that adults could enjoy them, and did, right? So you have the failings of DC to even be able to bring a movie half the time. I mean, besides Batman and Superman Returns, which was a dud, they just couldn't do it. Green Lantern, another good example. Green Lantern was one of those movies that like looks good on paper. I actually think Green Lantern gets too much hate, but they didn't hit it with the villain. They too much. DC is always thinking too much ahead, right? They announce a ton of projects ahead of time, right? We're still getting that. DC doesn't know when to shut up. DC is literally like, hey, we're going to do this movie and 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 this movie. Just do one. Just do one. Do one good one, DC, and then do another good one, right? And then do another good. Don't tell me that you got 15 projects coming down the pipe, and you're going to promise that they're all going to be great, and look, we're being diverse, and we're doing all this stuff. Nobody cares. It sounds great, right? But like, I guess this goes to my point about fandom too, RJ, is that we're gonna get to fandom, and we're gonna go, oh yeah, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. I don't care. Show me. You have to prove it to me. It is now on DC's part that they have to prove it to me. I don't, I don't go just off the word of DC anymore. When DC tells me, hey, we're gonna do, hey, remember when the Snyderverse was full gear? It's like, hey, we're gonna get an Aquaman movie, and we're gonna get a Wonder Woman movie, and we're gonna get a Cyborg movie, and a Flash movie, and this movie, and that movie, and everybody's gonna get a movie. Batman movie. And here we are years later, and even the ones that they're giving us seem weird and out of touch and out of place and aren't really connected to that universe. And by the time DC started coming up with their stuff, they were so far behind Marvel's, thing that fans of Marvel reacted in a way that was like, well, of course, DC has to suck. It was a tribalism thing, right? It's like, we're right, they're wrong. We love Marvel, you love DC, down with DC, long live Marvel. Culturally, it was just where we were at, I don't know Mega Podcasting. I wouldn't say it's Nolan's fault. Nolan made a great couple of movies. The last one was a little bit shaky. Man, those first two Batman movies are fantastic. So I don't know what you got against Nolan. But let me see here some of the comments here. Yeah, Big Dub, DC has a big problem knowing how to build things. RJ says that was the idea with Marvel. Marvel Studios would have gone bankrupt and shuttered if Iron Man failed. The idea with Iron Man was just to make a good movie and pray people liked it. And see, that's what DC has to do. They just have to make a good movie and then move on to the next movie and make another good movie. RJ also says Green Lantern movie should have been amazing because Martin Campbell was a great director, but the script was just too bad. And that's the thing. They were too busy. DC was too busy looking off to the sequel. Right? The movie suffered because, again, they were looking off to the sequel. Thinking, oh, well, in the sequel, we'll bring in Sinestro. We'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. Make that movie. Make the movie that's going to work, that the fans want first. You can always go on to other villains later once you've earned their trust. So you got that. But so I think the world was prepped and ready for that stuff. And actually, I think, RJ, you may have just hit it here. Let me read this comment. People wanted those more down-to-earth, everyman heroes like Spider-Man and stuff, mixed with the grittier stuff with Batman to reflect the real world at the time. Kind of. I feel like Marvel doesn't give us real-world scenarios. They give us comic book scenarios, right? It's like in the comic book world, everything can be perfectly fixed. And for the longest time, Marvel's given us. Now, Marvel is starting to give us a little more grittier stuff. A few things. Since the snap and everything, they're starting to try to branch out, and good for them. They're starting to try to branch out, be a little bit more mature, but their audience has grown up with them too. So, and now even look, and look, Marvel has even copied DC on a lot of stuff and tried to beat DC to the punch at stuff. So then when DC does it, DC still, even though DC does it better, look, the DC multiverse honestly is better than the Marvel multiverse at its core. It just is. There's more interesting stories. There's amazing stories like Crisis and Crisis on Infinite Earths and all those things, like the actual stories from back then. My God, they're just so intriguing and so amazing, and just better, right? And I know people say no, whatever, but look, read those stories. That's all I can tell you. Read those stories because they're fantastic. But the thing is, Marvel beat him to the punch. Marvel beat him to the punch. Yep, and RJ, this is just right here what I was getting ready to talk about. Marvel beat them to the punch on the multiverse thing, so when DC does the multiverse thing, Marvel's going to be like a year and a half into it already. Marvel's already started the multiverse thing. People are already aware of the multiverse in Marvel, and they're already so by the time that Flash movie comes out, and they're talking about multiverse. Oh yeah, look, DC's just trying to copy. are they? No, they're not. DC's been talking about doing multiverse for like a long time. They just didn't pull the trigger. And again, this is DC second guessing themselves. They make films, but they don't let their directors actually direct the films that they want to make. Zack Snyder's Justice League, anyone? BVS, anyone? They interfere. David Ayer, anyone? So, you know, by the time The Flash comes out, people will be smack dab in the middle of the multiverse that Marvel has because of DC or because of Disney Plus and that kind of stuff. People are fully invested, man. They don't even need to do films. I mean, but like the Spider-Man's gonna you know kick that off as far as the multiverse in the films for sure. And then it's just, and we're just gonna you know go forward with that. Now, has DC done a multiverse movie? No. But The Flash is going to be a multiverse movie. But that's end of 2022. See, so it's going to be too late. Even if The Flash is good, there's still going to be people who try to compare it, and then there's just people who, you know, they're just done. They're just done, and they're going to be negative towards DC just to be negative towards DC. And you're right, we haven't seen a Superman movie in almost 10 years. How do you not make a Superman movie when you have somebody like Henry Cavill? How do you not? I mean, how is there not a story to tell? This is what I don't understand. See, DC and Warner Brothers, they keep hedging their bet. It's like they keep trying to keep everything close to the chest. Like we don't want our characters to be on multiple platforms. So you can't see Batman on this show or Superman on this show and in the movies and do all this stuff. And Marvel's like, whatever, man. We're gonna do the stuff and we're gonna give people stuff that they want, right? But that's the thing. It's like with BVS. BVS came out and then they literally changed Captain America, part of the narrative because of BVS. You know this, right? Yeah, Geek Prime, they did introduce the multiverse in the Flash TV show. But, look, I liked it. I did. I liked it. But the CW shows wasn't a big enough impact for it. So there's still going to be the case that people are going to make that Marvel did it theatrically first, and that they did it well on Disney Plus and set it up and made it make sense before just throwing a movie at everybody. But again, DC and Warner Brothers, they're trying to protect everything, right? They're trying to protect everything, and so they don't let anything happen. And that's the thing is, if you're not doing anything, you're not creating any buzz. You're not creating any buzz. If you're not doing anything, your character's just sitting there in development hell is not going to do anything. It's not creating any buzz. Saying one day we'll get around to making a Superman movie. Well, you know what? Screw that, because you're not making any buzz. And now they think that announcing all these little projects and stuff like that are going to make some kind of buzz. But I got to give William the benefit of this. You have no connected universe. And it's not that everything has to be a connected universe, but when you just start mentioning just stuff and you're just throwing stuff out there, stuff that makes no sense, that none of it connects to each other. Exactly. That's how you get, oh, well, here's a black Superman movie that nobody asked for Clark Kent. Oh, but we got another black Superman movie thing over here that like actually sounds good. The Val Zod or Calvin Ellis thing actually sounds really good. So we got that over there, right? And then here's a Blue Beetle thing. And I know we've teased about Blue Beetle, but I like Blue Beetle. I mean, like, look, I've teased Saggy about Blue Beetle, but I like Blue Beetle, okay? So I'm going to be honest with you. I like Blue Beetle. So, but here's the thing. Here's a Blue Beetle thing that we're going to do. Okay, well, where's that fit in? It doesn't. It's just, we're just going to do it on its own. And hey, here's the Gotham City Police Department thing. Okay. Here's Peacemaker. All right. Now all of a sudden it's, hey, here's Red Hood out of nowhere. We're going to give you a Red Hood movie that's not connected to a Batman universe. There's no Batman universe right now. How do you do a freaking Red Hood movie? That is so putting the cart before the horse. You have no Batman universe that deals with that right now. The Batman is not going to deal with the story of Jason Todd. This actually ticks me off and gets me a little upset because you've got all this stuff that they're saying that they're going to put on HBO Max. That they're saying they're going to put on HBO Max. My phone's going to die. I'm going to take it inside. But they're saying they're going to put on stuff on HBO Max. How do you announce a Red Hood thing? Just, oh, Red Hood's popular right now. Oh, did you see? People are liking the Red Hood on Titans. So here's a Red Hood movie thing or series that we're going to do on HBO Max. Screw you, Warner Brothers. Screw you, DC. You suck. You don't know how to set up something. You have no universe to connect that character to. And you don't have time to tell a story that includes Batman and Robin and Jason Todd Robin and Nightwing and all those things. So you're going to throw us, a Red Hood movie that connects to nothing. That's like making a freaking Steel movie with Shaquille O'Neal that doesn't connect to Superman. Oh, that's right, you did that too. We're not stupid. You can't just dangle stuff in front of us and go, oh, look, guys. Oh, look. Look, it's Red Hood. You want Red Hood, right? Here's Sasha Calle's Supergirl. We're going to leave all kinds of unanswered questions in the Flash movie. Screw you and your unanswered questions. God, I'm sick of watching DC movies. Well, there's so much more story that we can tell. There's so much more that we can do. Then tell the freaking story in the movie. I'm sorry, it pisses me off. It really does. It ticks me off. Because it makes no sense. What's up, Shuri? Like, it just makes no sense. No Batfleck in the Red Hood and Nightwing stories that are supposedly connected to him makes no sense. Same thing as Batgirl. Exactly, Batgirl. Ooh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, give us Batgirl just for the sake of giving Batgirl. No Batman, but Batgirl somehow exists and will be there without him. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. And God only knows what this Green Lantern thing is going to be about. It's like, hey, here's a bunch of unconnected universes that we're doing live action stuff. Because Megapodtastic, they literally said in the announcement for Sasha Calle's Supergirl show that at the end of the Flash movie, there's going to be a ton of questions that we're going to have about Supergirl that they don't answer. They literally said, we just read it last night, man. So, yeah, they said that's why they want to do that show, because it's going to leave a ton of unanswered questions about who she is, how she actually got there, like what her connection to the whole thing is, and they want to tell that story through a limited series. That's how we know. Because the makers of the movie said so. So... But you can't just throw a bunch of characters that aren't connected to any world together and just be like, hey, here's this movie, there's 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 this series, there's this series, there's this series. Oh yeah, Condiment King. Bam. And Truth knows. Listen to the Truth, man. Watch the Truth's show. Like, he'll tell you exactly how it is. This is absolute BS. Of like over and over again, hey, here's some DC thing that we know that you guys like, but it's not connected to anything else, so just love it. No backstory, just love it. Don't you just want to see that character? That's all you care, right? We don't care about, I just want to see Red Hood flaunting around, running around, and Batgirl, ooh, the girls will like the Batgirl, right? And then we got 2 Black Superman projects for the black people, and hey, everybody should be happy. Integrity. I don't know, man. You're crushing it with great points here. This is why no one paying attention. I don't know, man. I'm only seeing what I see. Let me go back. Let WB keep making these mistakes. It'll lead to great DC films. Warner Brothers are our enemy. Never interfere with an enemy that is in the process of destroying themselves. Well, maybe. I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get where you're going with that. What's up, Master Swag Entertainment? I get where you're going with that. But in the same process, look, I just turned 45 today. Today's my birthday. I turned 45. I don't want to wait 20 more years for them to figure it out. You know, like, no, I don't have all this time to just sit back and wait for them to implode on themselves. You know, and in the meantime, now you got, and RJ brought up, and that was kind of what led me down this rant to begin with, is now Miss Marvel apparently is going to have powers and make constructs like Green Lantern. So guess what? Hey, we beat you to it. Because you know what? Probably Kevin Feige, he might be smart, but I think I'm starting to think that Kevin Feige is a big jerk. That's a nice way to put it. I'm really starting to think that behind the scenes, Kevin Feige is a hard nose. I mean, that's probably why he's successful, because he drops it the way that it is, and he's a hard nose with it, right? But he's stealing ideas now. He's trying to beat them to the punch. He's trying to do all this stuff to get Marvel, and that's his job, right? That's his job. So good for him. But you know, like, now you're gonna have Miss Marvel doing constructs and take away from Green Lantern and beat them to the punch. So Green Lantern, by the time Green Lantern does something, it's not gonna matter, and people are gonna be like, we already saw that. So, you know, screw that. It makes me so angry, because I love DC so much. Enosh, my little one just came to me with a question and saw you ranting. I'm on headphones, so she couldn't hear you. I told her it was your birthday today. She wishes you a happy birthday. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Much love to Cherie and her kids. Love you guys. I'm so glad that you guys enjoy the show here. Yeah, I'm going on a rant just because I'm passionate about that. Sometimes when we love stuff, we get really passionate, and we may raise our voices and stuff, but you know, it doesn't change anything else. So thank you, Cherie. Tell your kids I said thank you for the birthday wishes. It really does mean a lot to me, for sure. Darth Maul needs a helicopter chair made of lightsabers. Bat City. Integrity says, I'm telling you guys, Cavill will be the huge megastar of Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, which will happen. We'll have so much Superman, it'll be unbelievable. Cavill is the headliner of the Justice League sequels. Integrity, dude, I'm right there with you, man. I hope. I really do. I hope so. But we got to see it. We got to see some movement. And, RJ says here, to be honest, Enosh, I want to believe maybe Zaslav will clean house and DC will be better like 5 years from now. But isn't the same thing people said about Keelar? Why would I believe Zaslav will be better? The only reason I believe Zaslav will be better is because Zaslav seems to want to be better. You know, Keelar, a lot of Keelar's things, like, yeah, Keelar did some good stuff for us, as far as getting the Snyder cut and everything. But I think a lot of people spoke for Keelar, and that's what we got to be careful that we don't do with Zaslav, that we don't speak for Zaslav, because Zaslav, though, has talked about these properties in a positive way, and I think Zaslav is more of a numbers guy, that he's going to see the numbers for Zack Snyder's Justice League. He's going to see some of these things, and it's going to matter to him, where it's not mattering to some of these executives now, because they have personal issues with Zack Snyder, right? And so that's a problem. If you got a personal issue against somebody, these guys, they put these blockers they put up these walls where it's like, oh no, we can't admit that Zack Snyder did a good job. We can't admit that Zack Snyder's Justice League is like amazing. That, you know, that gets taken care of. You know, by that time. Yeah, RJ, look, I think there's another word for him. I honestly do. I honestly think the word that I call Jeremy Griggs, Mr. Grayson's first name. I think that he is purposely doing these things to try to undermine DC. And he's playing the game, right? He is absolutely playing the game. He's playing the chess game. So you can't hate him. You can't hate him just because he's good at it, right? He's good at it. He knows what he's doing. Still doesn't mean he's not a jerk. Still doesn't mean he's not, you know, a Dick Grayson. Just saying. Because I think he flaunts it in front of Warner Brothers and DC, and that's why Warner Brothers is always constantly trying to fight to be Marvel. You know. So I'll be in the house in just a second here with my Wi-Fi. So I'm in the mud room. Can't wait to get my coffee table going. I got to get my coffee table going. I showed you guys this big giant S. This is going to be our coffee table. It's like 4.5 feet wide here and 3.5 feet from there. Come on up there so you guys can see. It's huge. It's huge. And so you got Tron Legacy over there. Who's that behind me? He's got the schematics for a bunch of stuff too. But yeah, no, I feel like Kevin Feige knows what he's doing. You got to give it to him. I can't be mad at him, really. I gotta give him props for that, right? But it doesn't make me happy. You know, it doesn't make me happy, RJ, because. But why would Feige purposely want to undermine DC? Isn't competition a good thing? It wouldn't be a good thing if DC failed because it hurts the genre as a whole. See, I don't think so. I don't think that it does, because Marvel doesn't need DC. They've had all their success, RJ, without DC being popular. There comes a time where competition goes from being good to just like, no, now you put your competition away. And I feel that that's where Feige's at. I feel that that's the mode that Feige's in right now, is let's put him away, right? Because I feel that the general public feels that way. The general public has been programmed, basically, to, as long as they have that kind of notion about, they're in that mode, right? And there's people literally who just want to see DC get put away. They just act like everything DC sucks. They don't want to see DC do well. There's people who literally they're so far up Marvel's butt that they don't want to see DC do well at all. Like, they don't want DC to do well at all, you know? And I feel like he's just trying to, you know, put the final punches in, man. You know, put the hammer down and, you know, just put it to bed, because, and really to show up those guys, because those guys keep, you know, DC guys, hold on a second. The DC people, the Warner Brothers people, keep trying to act like they know something and that they've got some kind of plan. And then Feige just kind of shows them over and over again. No, you don't. I just need to make sure this power's on. Hold on, just stay with me for just a second, okay? I just gotta check this on my phone. Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, Sheree, I feel you're right. That DC now just kind of Marvel's punching bag is Feige's punching bag, and he's just punching down, man, at this point, you know, with every new thing. That's why Miss Marvel, new power set, just like Green Lantern. Why? What's the point? What is the point? Right? Yeah, it's about to be wartime. Entertainment with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Master Swag. What's up, MSK? Honest, Feige doesn't care about DC at all. He may not, but I feel like now he's just in this. I do feel like he's in this position of like he just wants to put an end to it. Like he wants to show his superiority because he's gonna move on eventually, okay? And he just wants to show, I'm the guy who put it all to rest. They don't need competition from DC. Competition from DC would actually challenge them in other ways, right? And pull away from them. They don't want that. They don't want that. It's like, look, and let's be honest, it's starting to show a little bit too, because if we're honest about breaking down some of the last few DC movies, right? Or not DC movies, the last few Marvel movies, they're not all that great. Let's be honest, right? Like Captain Marvel is just kind of blah. It's just kind of there. It's not that it's awesome. It's not that it's fantastic. It's not like everything else. Yes, it made $1 billion, but why did it make $1 billion? It didn't make $1 billion because of the movie itself. It made $1 billion because it was connected to the other movies. And that's the thing. They're kind of cruising on autopilot here, just for the sake of cruising on autopilot. So, oh, dude, Captain Marvel was not a great movie. There's no way you can make that argument. Like, we could sit here and argue till the cows come home, but dude, literally, nothing really happens in Captain Marvel. She's you can love it. I don't know what you love about it. I mean, like, she doesn't really do anything. It suffers from a lot of the same thing. Of course, you like Superman Returns too. So I mean, but all she does is look at a bunch of stuff and get angry and fight a few things. There's no real like great awesome development or great awesome things that happen in Captain Marvel. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, like, and I thoroughly come against what the fandom menace says about it being woke or all that stuff, because that's ridiculous. It's not that at all. But it's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not. There's nothing great about Captain Marvel. It's just a movie. It's just a blah movie that's just there. There's no way, if Captain Marvel is not connected to the greater stuff, you know, of the MCU, there's no way that movie makes $1 billion. People went to go see it because they basically gave us a bait and switch with Captain Marvel. They made us think that Captain Marvel was going to be important viewing for Avengers, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. It told you who the character was, but it wasn't even a great introduction to a character. Yeah, right. Yes, it did. Nerd Costa Nostra. It did tell us, you know, that the cat did that to his eye, what's his name's eye, but it was not a great movie, dude. I'm sorry. It was just kind of blah. It was just there. But that being said, so Cherie asked about Tiff. So Tiff is out shopping. She had to go take Logan to his dad, and so she is on her way home actually right now. She went shopping to get some stuff for my birthday dinner. And yes, big announcement that League of Mayhem is coming back. So look forward to that. League of Mayhem is coming back. There were just some issues there for a while, and some people, you know, were working through some sicknesses and stuff like that. But they're back. So be looking for Tiff, the Nerd Queens, Wonder Meg, all of them, and it's gonna be cool to have them back and doing what they're doing. Yes, I'm super psyched about that too, because I love Tiff on that show, and doing, you know, doing what she wants. Yeah. I'm sorry. Joker made $1 billion, and Joker, I'm not really sure why Joker made $1 billion. I do know why Joker made $1 billion. People misread that movie. Honestly, I still have people like who come into my chats or like DM me. It's the only video I've ever taken down was our trailer reaction. I literally took that video down because I was just like, I don't need this crap. I had it monetized, and for, I think it was like a couple of weeks, we had it up. And man, I heard every kind of stupid, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix did a good job for what it was, but it really wasn't the Joker. It didn't have to be the Joker. It could have been anybody. And actually, my theory is it's not even the Joker, because it doesn't make any sense that it would be the Joker. Every time we see Arthur Fleck get any kind of positivity, anytime anything happens good to him, it's not real. Whether it's the girlfriend, whether it's the comedy club, whether it's all this stuff, it's not real. So why would I believe that the whole entire city would have him up on their shoulders and be parading him around in the midst of a crisis, like he saved them all, and then the next thing you know, he's in like a therapist session. How's that make sense? Yeah, it's just a dude who went nuts. And I'll be honest with you, what's probably happening in that is there's probably some kind of connection. It's just the guy in a insane asylum who is aware of the Joker, maybe on the outside, the real Joker, who's aware of Batman on the outside, and was aware of the Wayne family, maybe not as Batman, obviously, but aware of the Wayne family, and he's projecting himself into it. And that's the way I look at it. But the thing is that the Joker came out at just a certain time. It hit a certain nerve with people, and it's a good movie. I enjoy it. Yeah, and they're making a sequel to it, and I don't. Yeah, Taryn, and I just don't understand that. I don't. Why would you make a sequel to that movie? You're not going to put Batman in it, so what's the point? That's my point. Is DC keeps making these movies that don't make any sense. Right? And people want to like them. People want stuff. They love the Joker. They love those things. And look, a lot of the reason too is because there was such a backlash to Jared Leto's Joker, because we didn't get to see the real Jared Leto's Joker. We had to see the made up version. And Joaquin looked like a traditional Joker. So people were like, yeah, I'll go see that. And it looked interesting because of the stuff he said. But look, I had people, like I said, I had our reaction video up to that. And you know what happened? I had people literally leaving comments telling me that I was stupid, that I didn't know anything about comics, because I honestly asked just this question. I said, off the trailer, I said, what is this movie about? Like, I don't understand what this movie's about. How is it a Joker movie without Batman? And what is this movie based on, right? And people just try to come at me and tell me that the movie was literally an incarnation of The Killing Joke, which it is not. Does it borrow some from The Killing Joke? Absolutely, with different bits and pieces because of the comedian aspect and and all that stuff. But it's not The Killing Joke. I literally had people yelling at me, telling me that, and they'd obviously never read The Killing Joke. I've read The Killing Joke. I own The Killing Joke. Even in the cartoon, it doesn't do this. People trying to tell me that the Joker's name in The Killing Joke was Arthur Fleck. Total BS. And that's the thing, people just don't know. People make it up. And so, it is what it is, but it made money. It stumbled in and made $1 billion off of like a $50 to $60 million budget. So of course, of course that's a success. You can't argue with the success of it. It is a success. It made them more money profitability-wise than pretty much anything else. But like Cherie says here, I like the movie, but why are they making a sequel? That doesn't make any sense. A sequel just doesn't make sense to that movie. But it's a good movie. Avatar, you should see it. It's a good movie. It's not a bad movie. Integrity. I don't know how the Joker would have been blundered financially. The Joker did amazing financially. It made $1 billion on literally like a $70 million budget. It was the most profitable thing. Plus it won an Oscar, and it is what it is. You can't take that away from it, right? Just like when people want to go after Suicide Squad, and I'm like, well, you know what? It did something no other, no Marvel movie had done. It won an Academy Award, so there you go, right? But see, I saw somebody else talking about Captain Marvel that it did well because the death of Stan Lee. That's a great point actually too, right? And yes, Bradley, you're right. Captain Marvel was a huge filler movie. It wasn't that great. It just was what it was. So, RJ with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, RJ. Says, do you think they're changing Miss Marvel's power so that they can distinguish her from Mr. Fantastic? Enoch versus Feige, Dawn of Phantom coming soon. That's funny. I mean, possibly. Like it is weird that they would change her powers. There's no reason to change her power set. So I don't get that. I don't understand why you change her powers to be more like Green Lantern of all people, where she makes constructs now. That's strange. So distinguish her from Mr. Fantastic, possibly. Yeah, possibly. They need to give her something else to do besides just, be able to stretch and do that thing. Yeah, I mean, it could very well be. Yeah, but yeah, look, Feige, I give it to Feige. He's a shrewd business person. You can't take that away. He's a shrewd business person, right? A lot of business people are jerks. And I just have this feeling that he is that way. I just have a feel like maybe not to the people that works with him, maybe not to any of that, right? But like as far as his business sense, his business mantra, what he wants to accomplish, he knows what he wants to accomplish. And at this point, it's just like, put DC away, man. Put him to bed. Put Marvel to, or put Warner Brothers to bed with this junk, right? And don't deal with this. Thank you, Cherie. Tell both your girls that I appreciate them. And if they're listening, hey girls, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I'm glad that you like watching with your mom and that you dig what we do. So thank you, girls. I appreciate the birthday wishes. I appreciate all the love today from so many people. And hey, thank you guys. All right. And I appreciate you girls so much and your mom. And I'm glad that you guys watch the channel together. That means a lot to me and the family. Cylon Scotty with a $9.99 super chat. Yes, Cylon still loves me. Cylon still likes me. Haha, there you go. I mean, he only runs, the Discord. So there you go. People asking if Cylon still loves me. That's hilarious. He says, happy birthday, Enosh. I wish I could pull up your super chat. I can't because I'm on my phone here just doing this because I was on the car. But he says, happy birthday, Enosh. Hope you have a great day. Thank you, man. I am having a great day. I'm spending my day with you guys. And I love Scotty. Hey, I got your text earlier. Just haven't had a chance to answer you, man. But I love you and I appreciate you and Sophie. You guys are awesome. And I'm really thankful for your friendship as well. So, for sure. Let's see. Oh, sure, he's got a dip. All right, get him to swim class. Yes, get those girls swimming. Let's see. There's a bunch of, Bradley says there's a bunch of stuff I'm excited for Marvel to do, but it's so oversaturated that I think people like me will lose a lot of interest to a lot of fans that ended with Endgame. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Marvel has some uphill battles to fight right now with some of their properties because they're going to have to convince people that these properties are viable, that they're just as exciting as your Captain Americas, as your as your other things. So heck yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit of an upward climb, as it were. Whoops. They've been on top they've been on top, so they got to stay on top in his mind, probably. Yeah, Bradley, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Integrity says, can we acknowledge I'm right about WB blundering Joker financially? They left a fortune on the table. Again, these blunders are why WB execs are destroying themselves. I don't know what you want me to acknowledge, Integrity. I agree with a lot of your stuff, man, but I don't know what a lot of your thoughts and stuff, but I don't know what you want me to acknowledge there. How did they leave money on the table with the Joker? They made all the money on the table, man. They literally raked it in with that. Literally. I mean, it was their most profitable movie, I think in WB history. Somebody look that up. I can't look it up on my phone without kicking you guys off. But I'm pretty sure that Google searched the profit sharing with Joker. There's still so much, dude. I'm pretty sure that the Joker was the most profitable movie, or at least it's one of the most profitable movies ever in DC history, or DC history for sure. But for Warner Bros., yeah, I mean, the profits might have gone to multiple financiers because other people financed it, but still made a lot of people rich. So I mean, like, I don't know what story you're wanting me, you're referencing. So I just don't know, man. I've just never heard what you're talking about. I know them. I know that's made them a lot of money. So even if they had to pay other people, it still made them a ton of cash. Even having to pay other people. So Silence Guy says, no worries, man. Good to see your face. Thank you, man. And I can't wait to see yours. Let's see. I was looking to see if I could possibly pull up super chats, but I can't on this. But RJ has been a member for 7 months. Congratulations, RJ. I like these. Says this is a weird feature, but I like it. Happy birthday. Thank you, man. I don't know how those work. I don't know what they do. Those are something new. In fact, I know H. Bart's tried to use it the other night, and I never even saw his until later. Somebody actually took a snapshot of it. I didn't see it on my end, so I don't even think StreamYard is geared to let me see that. So Avatar says, I might watch Joker tonight, Enosh. Hey, take a look. Let me know what you think. I don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I think it's a really good movie. I own it. I like it. I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't agree that it's like the quintessential DC film that DC should like go down that route. You know what I mean? Like, it was good for a one-off. It did what it did, and now we move on. Integrity says they effed up and thought it would fail, so they split profits they never needed to do. It was a blunder. They easily could have made 100% of the profits, but they didn't. I'm not denying it was a hit. Okay. Yeah, but in their defense, devil's advocate here, nobody ever thought that movie was going to make $1 billion, man. They got the movie made. See, that was one instance where they got the movie made. We were talking earlier about Warner Brothers' biggest issue is they don't get movies made, right? They got that movie made. So good on them that they got the movie made. You could call it a blunder, but honestly, that movie wouldn't have gotten made probably any other way. And so so 40 to 50% of Joker's profits did not go to WB. That's roughly $500 million blunder. I don't see it as a blunder because that's how business is done, though. Right? And so they split the profits to get the money to make it because it was only made for like $50 million, man. So I don't know that I see that as a blunder. I get what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying, but I don't know that I see that as a blunder because they made a good business decision based on what they knew. There was no way that no one would have ever predicted that this little indie-looking Joker movie was going to make $1 billion, man. It wasn't Endgame. It wasn't, it wasn't a big spectacular. It didn't have a bunch of special effects. It wasn't a $200 million movie. So even if they made $500 million profit, like any movie has that, man. Like any movie that is made like that, that's not just one studio making. Like, look, Disney finances all their own stuff, and it's got Disney. It says Disney, but Warner Brothers partners with everybody. They partner with Legendary. They partner with whoever the director is and everything, and so there's always that. So money is always going to get distributed that way. I mean, it's always going to get distributed that way. That's how they make movies. So they were never going to make 100% of the profit. Right? Because different people were always going to have their hand in there. And those companies put up money to say, hey, if we put up this much money for this movie, it was a small investment. They didn't think that they were going to rake in that much money, man. Honestly. You know, I mean, like nobody thought that they were going to make $1 billion with that integrity. You know, like nobody could have, predicted that. So like, I'm sure that shocked everybody. So maybe you got a company over here that makes, $100 million profit, where they were expecting maybe to make $5 million profit. Right. Hold on a second. I came home and the dogs aren't in the cage. No, integrity, please, man, don't, please, I don't want you to be upset. I don't want you to be upset. This is no sense in me trying to explain it in limited comments. When you have time, do a quick internet search. Many sites ran articles on the blunder. Happy birthday. I'll talk to you later. All right, man. I don't want you to be upset, man. Like, look, I'm just going by what I know, right? And like, I've never seen anything that said that it was a blunder. But I'll definitely check it out, man. Integrity, I appreciate your input, man. So I want you to know I appreciate your input. I'm not trying to downplay what you're saying. It's just that I have never looked at it that way, and I've never seen anything that's pointed it in that way. So, but I could be totally wrong. So I just want you to know that, man. Okay, because I appreciate you and I appreciate your input and I appreciate you, you saying that. Like I said, I just don't know that. But I'll definitely Google that. I'll definitely look at it and see who it is who's saying that, because that'd be interesting if in fact there are some issues with that. Guys, hold on a second. I'm gonna let my dogs out of their crates. Hold on a second. Hey guys, time to get out of your crates. Hey, where you going crazy now? Okay. Okay. Ow. Okay. You guys gotta go potty? Yeah, you gotta go potty. Hold on. Let me grab the phone. Hold on. Yes, happy puppers. Happy puppers, happy life. Okay, come on. Okay, good. I'm glad, integrity. Taking a walk, all good. Happy birthday. I left a link in chat. Not sure it worked. Yeah, I don't see a link, but because sometimes it won't work like that. But dude, hit me up. Actually, let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I can't even give you a wrench on here like this on my phone. So, but send it to me, on like Twitter or something, on social media, because I definitely like to, look it up. So, all right, hold on, Wookie. Hold on, back off. Let Harley go. There you go, Harley girl. Okay. Go potties. She's going. See, I saw RJ here had a super chat. Hold on a second. Go back up here now. RJ with super chat, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Says WB didn't believe in Joker and didn't want to put up the money, so most of the profits didn't actually go to Warner Brothers proper, and that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead, Wook. Like I said, I would have to. I'm definitely interested in reading about that, because I mean I know that typically movies are financed by various companies. So, all right, man. Oh, no social media. Okay. Well, yeah, man. Like I said, I would maybe sometime I'll give you a wrench when I'm actually on my computer, and then maybe you can drop the link or something. Okay, sound good? All right. It's funny, like the stuff that they give you here, they don't. Let's see. Ooh. Super chats. Huh. They got something that will show you just super chats. They'll show me just super chats, but that's not what I'm asking for. So live chat. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's see. Bradley said if they do go with another Joker movie, it might not make that much again. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Eli Gray says, as Robert Burnett always says, it ain't show friends, it's show business. Unless you're Zack Snyder or Kevin Feige. Yeah, and then people have their own takes on that. All RJ says, I'm trying to remember a specific instance outside of Civil War, but where else has Marvel undermined what DC has done? Only other instance I can think of is Civil War and Eternals versus New Gods movie. Oh man. I don't know, man. I know that there's a couple more. I know that there is a couple more, but I just can't think of them off the top of my head. We should get a proper movie Robin and a proper Batgirl. This is Ultimate Marvel stand. That'd be fun. And that was kind of my point earlier. Is like if we're gonna get all these movies, like we should get movies that are connected to something and not just like crazy stuff. Avatar says, I have to go too. Tell the fam that they are always awesome. Enosh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. They are bringing back Ben Solo for the next Star Wars trilogy. So, Henry, that's a rumor. That has not actually been verified. And there's no announcement on that. So I don't know. I don't know that they're going to do that, though. I mean, it doesn't really make sense for a Star Wars trilogy. In that sense, I think we're going to get a lot of that backstory actually in the shows, in the Disney Plus shows. But we'll see. We'll see. Eli says, I don't see any news stories about WB and Joker with profit issues. Pretty sure they were happy with the Oscar nomination. Yeah, I got to look it up. All the unreliable comic sites claim there's a Red Hood series or movie in the works. Yeah, you can't trust the internet. Yeah. And that's the thing. That was my point again, right? Like, there's all this talk, but who knows? Just who knows? Hold on a second. Let me get the dog inside. Wookie, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy boy. Come on. Look. He looks like Balto. All right, come on, bud. Stop sniffing. See our Darth Vader. Welcome to the dark side. Where are you going, Harley? What's she looking for? Boys need to mow the grass, but it's fall. Show you my dog. It's the Harley show. Harley Quinn. Such a pretty dog. Do dogs actually know that they are our dogs? They know that, they kind of know that I'm in charge, so they listen to me, for sure. So that's my rants for today, for right now anyways. Like I said, Tiffany will be home in a little while, and we will do a stream later where we do a call-in show, so you guys can call in and tell me what you're thinking, whatever, and we will just watching her. Harley, get over here. Don't like her getting too close to the road. So, come on inside, Harley girl. Come on. Here she comes. There she comes. All right. Can I call and talk about my wife sleeping with Matt Jarbo? I'm sorry, man. That's rough. Just got here for the end. I'm sorry, Ed. See you later tonight, Enosh. Bradley says, happy birthday once again. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys for all of the birthday love. And see, why is AH still in that movie? Amber Heard. That's my main tension with Warner Brothers DC outside of consistency and how people were treated. Like, here's the thing, man. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't care about that. About that situation. I honestly don't. I know there's a lot of people like who are really stressing that that story. Thanks, Master Spy King. I know there's people who are like really stressed out over that story. Between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. I just really don't care. Like that, what they do, I don't care. Like what they do is what they do. But that's between them. And like I keep saying,
there's a bunch of crummy stuff that's going on behind the scenes for a lot of things that if we knew, we'd never go see another movie again. And I don't know, man. Like even with the stuff that comes out about those two, it's like it's hard to tell who's right and who's wrong sometimes with that situation. Every time I think I kind of know what's going on, I get something else, and so I don't know. I don't know, but we'll have who knows if time will tell who's right and wrong in that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation, but it's not my life, so I don't know. And I guess I have the feeling of like she has the right to work, and I actually liked her as Mira. Like I liked her as that character, so I don't know. I'm not too bent out of shape about that, just because of what it is. Like I've avoided all that, as much as I could. You know what, John? I really hope she doesn't. I hope that she doesn't. I hope she leaves that alone, because that would be very unfortunate if Marsha Lucas appeared on Doomcock's channel, because that'd be bad. Not in the idea of like it's gonna make anything else less valid, but just because she really doesn't want to do that. Like if people knew what Doomcock is involved in, they would not want to be a part of that. And so my hope is she doesn't do that, because it'd be unfortunate. When I say it'd be bad, it'd just be unfortunate for her to align herself with somebody like that. Term says, if I'm not awake when you stream tonight, then I hope you have a great rest of the day for your birthday. Enosh, thank you for being awesome. Thank you, Taram. Or Taryn, I'm sorry. I was looking at something else. Taryn, thank you, Taryn. I appreciate the love, man, for sure. You get some rest. Bradley, that'd be funny. Marsha Lucas denounces any affiliation when she gets on stream. That'd be hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's funny. All right, guys. Well, hey, I'm going to let you go for now. We've gone for 118 minutes. Holy cow. But this was fun. And it's always fun talking to you guys like this. And so, hey, stay nerdy. Stay good. Love having the conversations. And like I said, hopefully later tonight we do a call-in show with me and Tiff. All right. Thank you, Big Dub. Appreciate it. Love all the love. Love all the support. You guys are fantastic. Stay nerdy. Bye-bye.